Alright, class. Now I know some of you are a little disappointed that you didn't get popcorn, but I promise, in a minute or two, you're going to understand why after this lesson. Okay, so, who wants to tell me why not everyone got popcorn? Is there a reason why?
Right here.
Jace?
We ran out of popcorn, therefore not everyone got some popcorn.
Yes, exactly. We ran out of popcorn, so not everyone could want popcorn. But did everyone want popcorn for the record? Raise your hands if you wanted popcorn, everyone.
I wanted popcorn more than anything in the world.
Okay, so everyone wanted popcorn pretty much. But, you see, that's what we call the economic problem. Everyone had unlimited wants and needs. In this example, everyone in the class wanted popcorn. But the problem is, we didn't have enough popcorn, as Jace pointed out. We have unlimited wants and needs, but we had limited resources, which in this case was the popcorn. And that's what we call the economic problem, guys. Remember that. That's going to be pretty important. It's going to be on the first test.
Okay.
You better believe it. Okay, guys, so I'm going to need you to take out your notebooks. We have some pretty important definitions that we're going to jot down here. Alrighty, so scarcity and decision making. The economic problem, we just mentioned it. Remember to write this down. This is definitely going to be on the test. Scarcity, or the finite resources available, are insufficient to satisfy all human wants and needs. So, we basically went over that. Scarcity, the fundamental economic problem of having seemingly unlimited human wants and needs in a world of limited resources. So, we live in a world of unlimited human wants, but in a world of limited resources. So, who out there can give me an example of a limited resource?
Oil.
Oil, that's a perfect one, exactly.
Oil.
It's a constant power struggle, especially over in the Middle East, over who controls the oil, where it goes, how it's sold, what price it's sold at.
Absolutely.
Unlimited wants, naturally, we want all the oil we can get. We have a lot of cars, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
We do, but we have to make choices, and these choices are exactly what it's all about. Okay, resources. We just talked about it. Oil, obviously a big one. That would have come under capital. We got land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. So, lots of different types of resources that we make choices over, and that can be considered scarce. Who gets what? This is what scarcity is all about. We make choices in everyday life because our resources are finite, meaning they're not infinite, they don't last forever, and there's not enough to satisfy everyone's needs. So we make choices. For example, producers make a choice on the price of what their items or the items they produce are going to be. And we as consumers, we decide how valuable it is to us in our everyday life, and how important it is to us.
Absolutely.
Alright, incentives. Now these are very important too when it comes to choices and scarcity. Incentives are rewards that motivate people to behave in certain ways. So who can come up with some kind of incentive for me in the class? What could I do to perhaps make you happier in this classroom?
Give us more free time.
More free time. Yeah. Now, how would you achieve that? What if I was to say you could have 5 more minutes of recess if you get an extra 5 points, or 5 points higher on your next quiz? Would you agree to that?
I'll take you up on that deal.
You would agree to that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so that's an example of an incentive. But we also have what's known as negative incentives. Has anyone ever heard of that?
I heard Nick talking about that earlier. I don't know anything about it.
Nick, can you tell us what negative incentives are?
Couldn't it be like the law, and if you don't follow it, you know, you could get a ticket or go to jail?
The law, exactly. Incentives cause us to make choices, sometimes for things we want, sometimes for things we don't want. Like Nick said, the law causes us to behave in ways in which we, for example, we don't speed because we don't want tickets. That's an example of a negative incentive. Or the example that me and Jace discussed a little bit earlier If I offered him more recess time, perhaps he'll study a little more for his quiz. These are all things that matter in economics. And with that, that's scarcity and decision making. Does anyone have any questions?
No, I mean,
No questions?
I learned a lot. I mean,
Well, thanks, guys. And remember, I want that write-up on my desk by 3 o'clock. Thank you.
I see you, Mr.